This is it, folks, the last comparison for the title of Mr. Olympia. Let's send it down to the table. Big Steve.
Thank you, Bob. Phil and Brandon, switch, please. Rolly and William, switch, please. Gentlemen, spread out and hit a front double bicep.
All right, the last time these guys will be compared, history will be made one way or the other. You cannot stop progress. Phil will either win or he will not. And either way, it will be a historic moment by the time Steve Weinberger is done with these final comparisons.
Side chest.
One side note, that is Brandon's soul brother number 1, Curry, that is in that top 5 call-outs. A very unfamiliar place, but well-deserved. By taking out several big names, including Cedric McMillan and Dexter Jackson and Big Ramy. We now see Brandon Curry making his first ever appearance in the top 5 of a Mr. Olympia
Spread
lineup.
out, guys. Everyone take a step.
Phil directing traffic up there, making sure
Back double
there's
bicep.
plenty of room. That's the veteran, especially when you got $400,000 on the line and an 8th Sandow trophy you're fighting for. You want to have plenty of space, Dan, on that stage. And right now, they all are serious.
Shawn, I'm going to just ask you this one question. Has anything changed in the way you see this competition from last night to right now?
Man, this is coming down to the wire because, again, we counted the poses. And if we're going numerically on the poses, Shawn Rhoden slightly edges out. But again, Phil's signature poses are carrying him in this dogfight right here. But it's hard for me to stop looking at what Rhoden is presenting on that stage here tonight. I've only witnessed, Dan, personally, one upset on this Olympia platform, and that was back in 2008 when Dexter Jackson took out the reigning defending champion in the form of Jay Cutler. Now, that case was 10 years ago. And if it happens again here tonight, the question will remain, if Phil gets beat, does he come back next year to try to make history? That's going to be the bigger question.
We know what happens. We saw Jay Cutler defeat Ronnie Coleman.
Your favorite, most muscular.
Dexter Jackson defeat Jay Cutler.
We saw Lee Haney beat Samir Badu in 1984.
And we saw Phil Heath defeat Jay Cutler. We've seen this story play out, so history suggests that it can happen. That's an impressive pose by the champion, Phil Heath. Right now, I'd like to see Shawn Rhoden fighting a little bit harder at this point, but
I think Shawn's done enough, bro. I mean, I'm looking at this in real time, and I got Shawn Rhoden right now with a very narrow, very tight upset in this contest.
Well, here it is. Apparently, if the fans in the audience have something to say about it, Rully Winkler is their Olympia champion, but Phil Heath from Arvada, Colorado is here. He's trying to win the title for the 8th time, and as you mentioned, a tremendous showing for Brandon Curry, who continues to quietly and slowly move into the top group. Shawn Rhoden and
Phil's dragging Shawn to hit his favorite pose, and Shawn is playing into that. Shawn should turn around right now and hit an abdominal and thigh shot while Phil hits his favorite pose, which is his back shot.
Shawn, is anything happening right now that will influence the outcome of this competition?
Those judges right now are just double checking to make sure that they've done their due diligence, which I can appreciate. And these guys are entertaining us while the judges are doing what they've done. This thing is being judged right now. And I gotta tell you, if you're gonna give Shawn Rhoden the title of Mr. Olympia, you better make sure that you dot the I and cross the T's. But I can tell you, he would be worthy of that recognition should they decide to go that route.
They are chasing the champ. Phil Heath moves to the left side of the stage, as does the rest of the pack. William Bonac, again, another tremendous Olympia appearance. It won't be good enough to win, but it was good enough to remain among the very best on the planet.
Phil is very smart in showing his back doing all of these poses. That's his #1 pose. It's how this show's won and lost. He won this contest last year on those back shots. Come to the wire.
In a few moments, we will see history. Either an 8th Sandow for Phil Heath or the crowning of the 14th winner of this contest. So the feeling in the arena is palpable. There's a lot of intensity, and people know that this thing is very much up for grabs.
I can tell you on the look on Phil's face, he's struggling, Dan, and he does not look as supremely confident as he did in prior victories.
Shawn, I can't remember the last time at this very moment that we were as unclear as we are right now.
We're both witnessing history, like you said, one way or the other.
Place award representing DPI Sports is COO, Mr. Chris McKenzie. Please take the 5th place award, the 5th place check for $45,000, and present it to Brandon Curry.
All right, another strong Olympia for Brandon Curry, and he moves into the top 5, which means he is now qualified for the 2019 Mr. Olympia. He'll pick up a nice check, and also he will command the status and the respect that comes with being in this very exclusive club.
He's probably had the hardest run of them all with 4 kids running around, long times away from the family over there at Oxygen Gym. This is the best he's ever done in this show, and I'm sure we'll see more in the future.
Presenting the 4th place award representing MHP is CEO Gerard Gente.
This will be interesting, Dan. Rowley and William did not stand next to each other and get compared.
Looking in the eyes of the champion, gotta wonder what he's thinking right now. First, let's hear who finishes 4th place.
And presented to William the Conqueror Bonet.
As predicted yesterday, Dan, I thought he came in a little heavy. He dropped 1 notch, which is not a slap in anybody's face, but he's a little too heavy on this stage. If he dries up a little bit more, drops a little bit of weight, and that's hard to say, I think he'll streamline this physique and be right back in the hunt again. But right now, he's remaining in the top 4, and he came off an Arnold Classic Championship. That's not an easy thing to do, and a year ago, he didn't have to deal with that.
And then there were the top 3 bodybuilders on the planet. Phil Heath, Willie Winkler, and Shawn Rhoden await the announcement of 3rd place.
Rowley is in a very unfamiliar
Presenting the 3rd
position
place award representing Olympia
at this moment.
is Kevin K. Please take the 3rd place award, the Olympia bronze medal, the check for $100,000 to your 3rd place finisher, Rolly Winkler.
All right, Shawn Ray, your people's champion is the #3 bodybuilder in the world. A terrific Olympia showing for Rolly as he continues to fine-tune that massive physique, those freaky proportions, and he has turned it in to what is now one of the top physiques on the planet. Rolly Winkler is your 3rd place finisher.
With $100,000 to show for it, man, that was earned the hard way. Rolly Winkler, very deserving, very popular, and his status and his stock in this industry has just gone up twofold. And then, Dan, there were 2.
If I could please have Shawn Rhoden and Phil Heath on the center line, please.
We've seen this play out before as Phil Heath held off a fast-charging Shawn Rhoden several years back, and now we're going to see the rubber match.
And what's at stake? The runner-up will win $150,000. The winner will win $400,000. And in Olympia tradition, Bob Ciccarello will probably announce the winner.
You here
That's right.
will be your 2018 Mr. Olympia. IFBB Pro League President, Mr. Jim Mannion. I will now announce the winner of the 2018 Olympia. Please take the Sandow Trophy, the Olympia Gold Medal, the check for $400,000, and the title of 2018 Mr. Olympia. To our winner, and new Olympia champion.
Ooh, there it is.
It has happened in Las Vegas for just the 14th time. We have a new Mr. Olympia. The defending champion has been knocked out. Shawn Rhoden is your 2018 Olympia champion. Phil Heath's run, at least for now, will end at 7 in one of the more improbable developments. Phil Heath stands at center stage congratulating the winner, Shawn Rhoden. And I gotta tell you, Sean Ray, coming into this weekend, there weren't many people that would have ever dared to predict this outcome.
Absolutely, and I wasn't one of those guys that thought that for 2 seconds. However, I talked to a fellow professional bodybuilding friend of mine from Italy, Gianrico Pica, who saw Shawn Rhoden on Wednesday night the day I arrived. He has a show coming up, the Amateur Olympia in Italy next weekend. He said he saw Shawn Rhoden, and Shawn Rhoden was gonna win this show. And I looked him in the eye, and I could not believe what he was saying. Shawn Rhoden has accomplished what no other man has in over 10 years.
Our coverage is going to continue after the break. Stick around, guys. We are back, an historic night here in Las Vegas. Shawn Rhoden has just been crowned Mr. Olympia in one of the more improbable developments in the history of this contest. Very few people saw this coming. There was an expectation that some guys would push Phil to the limit. Shawn Rhoden was not on many of those lists, especially after what played out last year where he finished 5th. And here he is, the final man standing, and Phil Heath's run ends at 7, where he will remain tied with the great Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Bob Chick just asked, did the judges get it right? And to a resounding applause, they said yes. I believe Shawn's waiting for his kid to come on stage to share the moment. Shawn Rhoden a year ago had a kid, and a couple years ago, I should say, which takes your eye off the prize, and there she is. That dress has got all kinds of stuff on it now, but it's got that gold medal, and she'll remember this moment years to come.
And a reminder, do not put your kids in white when you have Pro-Tan on. I know, sweetie, I feel the same way. Shawn Rhoden, you're the new Mr. Olympia. Wow, what a great fight, Shawn. Everybody can see yesterday that you brought it. You brought your A game, and you came here to... What's the matter, sweetie? You want to say something? Daddy. Said hi, Daddy.
Hi, Nana.
Guess what? Daddy's Mr. Olympia.
Hi, Nana.
Here's something you can play with. Look at. Wow, look at that. Isn't that cool? All right, let's talk with the champ. Shawn, congratulations, my friend. You have done the unthinkable. You have beaten the great and 7-time Olympia champion, Phil Heath. You believed in yourself. You told everybody you were not messing around. You came here to win, and you are the new Mr. Olympia.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for coming out and showing support to all these amazing athletes. Jim Mannion, AMI, Steve Whitemerger, all these wonderful judges. Thank you guys so much. To my family for making it out here. Man, it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey, and I'm thankful for today. And yes, today that I was able to fight my way into something that I believe that I was going to be number 14.
And you are number 14. Only 14 men in history since 1965 have held this title. Some of those great names that you know, of course. And you just beat a hell of a champion in Phil Heath, the 7-time champion. Nobody thought he could be beaten, but you did it.
Yeah, I've been watching Phil since 2012, taking a lot of notes, and I know people might laugh at me when I say that, hey, one day I was going to be Mr. Olympia, but here I am, folks. This was probably my hardest prep ever, but I wanted it so bad. I'm thankful that I'm here.
Well, Shawn, look at that Sandow trophy down there. That's going to look really nice up on that mantle, isn't it?
I haven't even think that far, you know. This past couple of days has just been a roller coaster. You know, I have a great supporting cast, Chris Aceto, Psycho Fitness. My training partner make it to the Olympia for the first time, Stamina. And I'm gonna tell you, man, they beat the crap out of me these past couple of months just to get here. And to all you fans out here for your support. You know, every time I look and I hear someone say, Shawn is too small, Shawn is spending too much time with his family, Shawn looks like he's retired. But it's okay. We had a game plan and we stuck to it. And we found our way to come here. I did everything that I possibly could have can to look good this weekend.
Well, Shawn, you certainly did more than look good. You look great, and the judges certainly rewarding that with an Olympia victory. Take me through yesterday. After prejudging, what were your feelings after you stepped off the stage?
To be honest, man, I walked out of here yesterday and I looked at Chris and I said, it's only Friday. You know, I know a lot of people had me, you know, winning or a close second, but I just looked at Chris and said, it's only Friday, Chris. We still have Saturday, let's just focus on today. And that's what we did, one day at a time.
What did you think when you came here tonight for the final, Shawn? Did you think you had it? Did you think Phil was going to eat you? We all know Phil comes back better on Saturday, so you knew you had a battle coming up tonight. But what were your feelings? Did you think you had it?
Listen, guys, Phil is no slouch. I've been chasing him since 2012, so I know in the back of my mind, I'm like, hey, you know what, he's missed a Saturday night. He could come in here and he could look his all-time best. But again, I looked at Chris Aceto and Chris said, hey, you know what, Shawn? You'll be better than you were yesterday. And if that man believed in me, I'm good.
All right, Shawn Rhoden. Right here in the center, I want you to hit your first pose as your new 2018 Mr. Olympia. I'll have you know that was not easy to get back, Shawn.
Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. 14. I don't even want to use the word lucky. This was earned, Dan, the hard way.
And please help me in celebrating your new Olympia champion, what's it called, Shawn.